Presented by Listen Headlines, latest world news from trusted sources. Updating daily at 6 a.m. New York. New York Times World News.
July 29, 5:12 America, New York. Deaths of two Saudi sisters in Australia mystifies police. Their bodies lay undiscovered for a month. Weeks later, the police still know little about the women or what happened to them.
Mirror World News.
July 29, 5:10 America, New York. Should there be a ban on animals carrying tourists in hot weather? It's a tradition going back thousands of years, but with global warming increasingly becoming an issue, it poses the question whether ferrying us about is still fair on these creatures.
Mirror World News.
July 29, 5:07 America, New York. Russian soldier castrates Ukrainian prisoner of war, as MP warns Russia must pay. Warning. Distressing content as he lies on the floor. A Russian uniformed soldier with a Z patch, the pro-war symbol of President Putin's invasion of Ukraine, uses a box cutter to cut off his clothes and then appears to castrate him while hurling derogatory insults at the victim.
BBC News World.
July 29, 4:03 America, New York. Samuel Alito, top U.S. judge, mocks world leaders over abortion ruling. Samuel Alito dismisses Boris Johnson and others who condemned the move to restrict abortion.
The Washington Times stories. Advocacy.
July 29, 3:39 America, New York. Russia-backed separatists say shelling killed Ukrainian prisoners of war. At least 40 Ukrainian prisoners of war captured during the fighting for Mariupol have been killed by Ukrainian shelling, Russia-backed separatists in eastern Ukraine said.
Washington Post World.
July 29, 3:39 America, New York. Separatists say shelling killed Ukrainian prisoners of war. Russia-backed separatists in eastern Ukraine say that at least 40 Ukrainian prisoners of war captured during the fighting for Mariupol have been killed by Ukrainian shelling.
Washington Post World.
July 29, 2 o'clock America, New York. Moscow moved to shutter Jewish agency alarms Russian Jews. Some fear the rift in relations with Israel could worsen anti-Semitism in Russia.
BBC News World. July 29, 1:31 America, New York. China signals it could miss economic growth target. It comes as Beijing is pursuing a zero-COVID policy that has put major cities in harsh lockdowns.
RT World News.
July 29, 1:07 America, New York. CDC warns of deadly bacteria. At least 2 Americans were hospitalized from a rare and potentially lethal bacteria strain. U.S. health officials are sounding alarms over a dangerous bacteria strain recently detected in the country for the first time, warning it could cause serious illness after multiple people were sickened by the bug.
Mirror World News.
July 29, 0:59 America, New York. Partner arrested after young mom and baby found in flat with throats slashed. The body of Jessica Mayara Balak, 23, was found along with her 3-month-old baby Theo Pereira with their throats slashed in an apartment in the state of Catarina, in Brazil.
New York Times World News.
July 29, 0:56 America, New York. Facing gas shortages, Europe seeks to shrink demand for energy. Germany may be most vulnerable to Russia's energy squeeze, but many other countries are also facing, at minimum, high prices and restricted supplies. A power plant run by CEZ Group in Chorzow, Poland, in February.
New York Times World News.
July 29, 0:28 America, New York. Your Friday briefing. A potential U.S. climate bill. The legislation's most immediate effect will be supercharging the growth of wind and other clean energy industries.
BBC News World.
July 29, 0:27 America, New York. Invasive species bullfrog and snake cost world $16 billion, study. The American bullfrog and brown tree snake damage crops, cause power outages, and disrupt ecosystems.
Time.
July 29, 0:14 America, New York. A sexual assault case shakes the upper echelon of hockey in Canada. Canada defeated Sweden to win the World Junior Hockey Championship in January 2018, a victory watched by a huge audience in a hockey-obsessed country. 5 months later, members of that celebrated team attended a charity event in an Ontario city, where they allegedly sexually assaulted a young woman in a hotel room.
Time.
July 28, 23:42 America, New York. Why artists like Beyoncé have so many songwriters on their albums. A week ahead of its release, Beyoncé revealed the track list for her hotly anticipated upcoming 7th studio album, Renaissance. The album will drop in the wee hours of the morning, at midnight on July 29, though it reportedly leaked 2 days ahead of its scheduled release.
Time: July 28, 23:25 America, New York. The U.S. and the Taliban are discussing the unlocking of $3.5 billion in Afghan reserves. A U.S. delegation met with senior Taliban officials in Uzbekistan to discuss efforts to unfreeze some $3.5 billion in central bank reserves as the humanitarian crisis in Afghanistan deteriorates.
RT World News.
July 28, 23:03 America, New York. U.S. backtracks on Iran drone sale claim. The top U.S. military spokesman walked back prior charges of an imminent Iranian weapon sale to Russia.
Washington Post World.
July 28, 2239 America, New York. UN resolution recognizes right to clean, healthy environment. The UN General Assembly has overwhelmingly approved a resolution recognizing the right to a clean, healthy and sustainable environment, which Secretary-General Antonio Guterres called historic.
Fox World News.
July 28, 2203 America, New York. Raging wildfires in Germany, Czech Republic are threatening tourist region. Rescue crews and firefighters on the German-Czech border have been fighting a massive fire at the heart of a national park for days.